Hola, peace and blessings. I'm currently in Atlanta and I really wanted to share this message with you guys. I don't have any type of script or outline. I have no idea what I'm about to say. I'm going to just speak from my heart. Most people don't realize life is a movie. But most people are not directing their own movie. They're allowing their negative programming to direct their movie. They're allowing their parents and other authoritative figures direct their movie. They're allowing the media to direct their movie. They're allowing the news and politicians to direct their movie. But really, it should be you and God co-creating your life and directing your movie. This thing that we call life is really a movie. And guess what? Every other human on this planet is an extra in your movie. That's not to say you're the center of the universe, but you should be the most important person in your life because it's your life. Nobody else can live it but you. You are the main character. So let's just say you're in traffic and you listening to your favorite song and you really want to dance to it and just get loose. But a part of you is self-conscious about the person sitting next to you if they gonna be in traffic looking over at you thinking a certain way about you. So you like, no, I'm gonna just chill. I'm not because I don't want people staring at me in traffic. I don't want anybody looking over. No. When you think like that, you're allowing somebody else to direct your movie. But if you just say, you know what, I don't care who's watching. I hope I'm entertaining them because guess what? I'm enjoying myself. If you have that type of mentality and you just say, F it, I'm gonna just let loose and I'm gonna enjoy myself and be in the present. I don't care who is watching me. You are going to feel so free and you are being the director of your movie. Most people treat life like it's just a series of tasks and they hope and pray one day things will change, but they're not changing. They're not challenging themselves. They're not stepping outside their comfort zone. They're not taking risk. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. You have to embrace the unknown because when you embrace the unknown, that's your way of telling God, I trust you. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I don't know what you have in store for me, but I'm going to just trust your plan, even when I don't understand some of the things you're telling me to do. Because trust me, when it's you and God co creating your life, you are not going to fail. You're going to go through some trials and tribulations. You're going to have some tests, but God is going to take care of you. God never forsakes his children. You can either have faith or you can have control, but you can't have both. Don't settle just because you can't see in your little human mind how the desires of your heart are ever going to come true. Guess what? The when, where, and how, that's none of your business. You got to leave that up to God. That's above your pay grade. You have to just trust God and surrender to God. And I'm going to be real, trusting God, having faith in God is not for the weak. It really does take a lot. You really have to be a soldier. You really have to be a ride or die for God. You got to get to a point where it's like, you know what? Even when things don't go my way, I have faith in all circumstances. Even when I don't understand what you're doing, God, I have faith in all circumstances. Even when it looks like the odds are against me, I have faith in all circumstances. You have to get to that point of surrender. And once you allow God to help you fulfill the desires of your heart, you are not going to feel like you are just a robot existing and drifting through life. I believe in divine order. I believe in divine timing. I believe in waiting patiently on God. But I don't believe in waiting passively. I believe you should wait productively, meaning you should act on your faith. You have to take that leap of faith. But when you take that leap of faith, you can't get discouraged if nothing changes, if things are still the same. You have to be patient and trust that inner voice. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes you will feel crazy. You will feel like you losing your mind. Maybe I'm not hearing God. Maybe I'm just making all this stuff up. I feel crazy. I don't know what I'm doing. But let me tell you, if you feel that way, you are probably on the right track. You're on the right path because let me tell you something. God works in mysterious ways. You might be feeling like everything's falling apart. Nothing's going right. You regretting this leap of faith that you took. You wondering if you even you wondering if you even heard God. That's usually when something big is about to happen and it's about to shift. And like I said, we don't know when, where, and how certain things are going to happen. But you just always have to keep that faith because God likes to do things when we least expect them. And I'm going to tell you again, once you step outside of your comfort zone, you're going to feel like you're crazy. You're going to feel like you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and you losing your mind. But guess what? In order to have something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And you can't show God that you have faith without doing something that requires you to have faith. If you're constantly playing it safe, if you're constantly playing by the rules, you're not going to see God move in your life because you're not moving. You're expecting things to change, but you're staying the same. And I'm going to be real. Lately, I've been doing a lot of things the old me would be terrified to do. And sometimes I'm still terrified to do certain things, but I do it anyway because I'm more terrified of growing old with regrets. I'm more terrified of my life never changing and things staying the same. You just have to get to a point where you don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. If people think you're crazy, if people think you're delusional, if you don't even understand why you're doing some of the things you do, but you just feel called to do it, you have to trust that and you have to follow that. You have to get to a point of complete surrender. Look, God, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to just keep listening to this inner voice, even when I don't understand why it's telling me to do certain things. Trusting God is not for the weak. You really have to let go. Like I said, you can either have faith or you can have control, but you can't have both. I'm going to be transparent. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. All I know is what I was doing was living a lie. I was just being a robot. I was just existing. I wasn't truly living. And even though, yeah, I'm going to be real, I'm scared as hell. I have so many fears and anxieties. It's so many question marks and so many unknowns. And it terrifies me. But because I understand I can either have faith or have control, I can't have both. Me having faith means I have to be okay with not knowing. I have to be okay with not knowing how God is going to do it, when God is going to do it. I have to just trust that He will, even if it takes a year, even if it takes 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I have to trust God and have faith in all circumstances because what I will not do is allow fear, the devil, and people outside of me and God control and direct my movie. I will not. I refuse. Because guess what? When it's my time to go, I'm going by myself. And how I lived my life was my responsibility. I can't blame nobody else for how I lived my life. So even though I'm terrified as fuck, I'm going to just trust God. Even when I don't understand, even when things don't make sense, I am going to trust God more than I trust myself and more than I trust anybody else. Even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I feel so free. I feel so alive because I'm not letting fear control me. I'm not letting fear control and paralyze me anymore. So even though I don't know how things are going to play out, I just trust that somehow, some way, everything's going to work out in my favor as long as I keep being obedient. When I have that calling, that urge to do something, even when it doesn't make sense, but I do it anyway, God is going to reward me. When you are obedient and you are faithful, God will reward you. You just might have to wait a little while. You have to be patient. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and act like it's just rainbows and butterflies. It is very challenging. It is so challenging waiting on God, because while you're waiting on God, you watching everybody else get the things that you've been praying for. You watching everybody else and you're not jealous of them. You're happy for them, but a part of you is like, God, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why haven't you blessed me yet? Why haven't the things I've been praying for came into fruition yet? But it's happening for other people right before my eyes. Keep trusting God. Keep having faith when things don't make sense, because God defies logic. God is not rational. God defies logic, and God defies what's rational. God can do things that don't make sense. God can do things that go against human logic. So you just have to hold on even when it's hard. And trust me, I know it's hard, because even with me sharing all these inspirational messages and things, I have my days. I have my days where I'm like, what is the point? God, why do you have me doing this? This doesn't make sense. Like, let me just do something that makes sense. Let me just do something that's more logical. Why are you having me do this? It doesn't make sense. Like, it seems like it's not making a difference. But even though I feel that way, I just keep being obedient. I just keep being obedient. I just keep being obedient, because me being obedient is not because I'm afraid to go to hell. I'm afraid to get in trouble. No, me being obedient is for the simple fact that I love God. I love God and I want the blessings God has for me. I don't want what somebody else got. I want what God has for me. And in order to get that, I have to do what God asks of me. If you want the blessings God has for you got to do what God asks of you, even when it don't make sense. Even when you're tired and you just want to throw in the towel, you got to keep being obedient. I love y'all, and I really want to encourage y'all never to give up. Never give up on love. Never give up on your dreams. Never give up on God. Never give up on yourself. In due time, you will reap what you sow if you don't give up.